On the day that this video came out, it has been over 11 months since David Dobrik uploaded a vlog onto his main channel. Stay till the end to find out if David Dobrik will ever vlog again. Before we get into the video, head down below, subscribe, and turn on notifications. I may not be as funny as David Dobrik, but for every new subscriber, I'm gonna learn exactly one new dad joke and tell every single one of them at the end of the next video. Choose wisely on whether you want to subscribe after that, though. Listen, David Dobrik is quite the beast on YouTube. I mean, I'm sure we've all seen at least one of his videos before. But if you've followed David since he went MIA during coronavirus, I'm sure we've all had the same question. Will David ever come back to vlogging, or is it pretty much done and dusted for him? I think knowing his history here would be pretty valuable, so you already know what's up. 60-second history coming in 3, 2, 1. On July 23rd, 1996, David Dobrik was birthed in Slovakia. David started uploading Vines back in 2013 when he was 17 years old, ultimately leading to some pretty good success. Once they started to gain some success, David joined a channel called Second Class, which he was a part of until 2015. By the time he left Second Class, they had 18,000 subscribers, which for the time is pretty good, especially for someone who's just new to the platform. Since the very beginning, David's videos have captured some of his reality, kind of like a vlog, and had a whole bunch of comedic bits mixed in throughout. Some would even consider it like comedic vlogs almost. In 2016, David started his second channel called David Dobrik 2, and in 2018, him and Jason Nash started a podcast called Views. Since the pandemic started, though, he's been really big on TikTok. The pandemic didn't really slow David and his team down, though. In September, they rebranded David's Disposable to Dispo. In October, he released David's Perfume, and pretty much everybody knows him to be one of the most powerful creators on the YouTube platform. And yeah, that's even with him not uploading. I promise you that. So that's David in a nutshell. But man, it's literally been 11 months since the dude uploaded in his main format. So the question remains, will he ever upload again? Stay till the end to find out. So David uploaded to his second channel about a week or two ago, and what it was a house tour and an announcement video. The announcement video was sharing that he was going to be doing a video version of his podcast until the end of the pandemic for sure, to replace the vlogs. As someone who's been named Gen Z's Jimmy Fallon, that could be a really strong platform and format for him. So I guess ultimately the question is, will David ever need to vlog again? If you've made videos and podcasts, you know that podcasts are much easier to make than vlogs. Vlogs take planning, action, and a lot of editing, whereas podcasts are pretty simple. You just kind of sit down with a bunch of ideas and chit chat. And for Jason and David, they've done it over a few days for previous episodes. And I mean, with David getting support regardless of him uploading, he may not need to put in all the effort to make the vlogs. The podcast might suffice. Let's break this down a bit more. Why were David's vlogs so successful in the first place? Well, there's 3 reasons. Number 1, he brought an already earned audience to the platform. David was already big on Vine, and when Vine died, he, like Logan Paul, brought his entire Vine audience to YouTube so that they could continue to follow him, which helped a lot. Unlike a lot of us, he wasn't starting fresh on YouTube, which is really hard to do. Number 2, he always leaves you wanting more. He's mentioned countless times on the podcast that he would have hours of footage to edit through to make his 4-minute and 20-second video. And when you only have 4 minutes and 20 seconds, there's always going to be more that you want to see. Number 3, he follows the sitcom format. Will Natalie continue to date Todd? Will David get a girlfriend? Stuff like that. You want to know what happens next, so it becomes more episodic. All of this makes it a lot more likely that you're going to subscribe, and even more importantly, share it with your friends so that the audience keeps growing. Now that the podcast is all that he's putting on YouTube, what will that mean for his content? David has mentioned many times before that he doesn't make much money on YouTube, and this is because he has really edgy content that isn't super monetizable. The podcast can effectively solve that problem for him. In general, his content is a lot more tame on the podcast, save for a few conversations, but since he's just uploading clips from the podcast to that channel, he can choose the more family-friendly things. Plus, these clips can be a bit longer than 4 minutes and 20 seconds, meaning that ultimately he's probably going to get more watch time and thus more ad views. He only has to upload an 8-minute clip to have mid-roll ads, which he probably would do if he could, which means more ad dollars. His podcast is also a much easier way to have guest collaborations. His first guest on the podcast was Halsey, which is a pretty big name celebrity to collab with. And it's a lot easier to get their audiences to follow you when there's a more in-depth conversation versus just a short clip. Although, to be fair, he did also collaborate with Justin Bieber and Kylie Jenner right before the start of the pandemic in his vlogs, so maybe that point isn't super valid. But also to that point, it's a lot easier to get guests on that podcast versus thinking of some crazy video idea for the vlogs that is actually going to be engaging. So like Joe Rogan, David can have a lot more podcast guests than he probably could on video. But that's just a theory. I really don't know. Ultimately though, with all this talk, David can do whatever he wants, but like historically speaking, he's pretty much catered to what his fans want, which is right now vlogs. So will David ever vlog again? And if he does, will the format look the same or not? Now, I'm not a mind reader, nor am I a fortune teller, but I know one thing for sure. YouTube has moved away from his style of content. MrBeast is like the epitome of what YouTube wants in your content. Clean, fun, and shareable. Now, Dobrik has cleaned up his content quite a bit, and honestly still has MrBeast. So maybe David does clean up his content and change his format a little bit to be a bit more friendly for kids. You can even see that in his TikTok content, it's been a lot cleaner lately. So what I see is David almost starting what would be like a new vlog series. He's always described that his vlogs have taken him so much time and that it effectively makes it so that he has no free time in his life, and that he's gotten used to having a lot of free time and a lot of time to do fun things. And I don't think he's going to want to go back to being bogged down with work all the time. So I think his vlogs will look different. Maybe he starts a new series and maybe it's a bit more clean, but ultimately I think he's going to be out of practice, so it's going to feel different regardless. And what he's been making on TikTok is different from what he's been vlogging, and I think he's probably just going to lean more towards that since it's a lot easier to push out content. And it'll also make for good bits in the vlog too. I really do think that it's gonna look different just because he's out of practice and what he's been doing has been different anyways, but it may not necessarily be a brand new format. I don't know, like I said though, I'm not a fortune teller. He may start uploading 10-minute and 40-second videos that just follow every detail of his life. I don't know, but I think when you come back to it with a fresh set of eyes, what you do is different anyways, and I think we'll see that in David's vlogs. We definitely won't be seeing a video until like 2022 at the earliest, because let's face it, LA is mega fucked right now, so there's no way he's gonna be going out to bars anytime soon. But I do want to end on one final note. David is kind of in control of YouTube. No matter what he starts doing, I think he's gonna blow up even more than he is already, because people are waiting for content and they're gonna share the shit out of it once he starts uploading again. I have a feeling that his content is gonna be a lot more family friendly and MrBeast-like when he does come back to vlogging. That's my theory though. I'm curious, what kind of content would you want to see from David Dobrik if you even watch him? Comment down below. And until next time, have yourself a great day, and I'm falling over. Bye-bye.